Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher, and today is episode number 7. I am excited to be back again another week and to share with you what I have today. I have a couple finishes, I have a fully finish, and I did pull out an old whip with some inspiration from a Flosstuber and another Instagram follower and shop owner to get back to. So I'm excited to share that. I'm almost finished with it, but I wasn't able to get the last part done, but I'm going to show it to you guys, and hopefully later this week or next week I will definitely have it finished, probably later today. But I wanted to say thank you so much to all of my subscribers, those who are new and those who have been around. Again, I can't even say it enough. So much thank you for joining me week after week. And even if you're new, thank you for finding me and liking and subscribing. Again, this has been so much fun, and I'm really loving reading all of your comments from last week, especially of the different shops that you like to support. Some of them are in your hometown or near you, which that kind of gives me a sense of where people are in the United States, which is really interesting to me. And also those of you who shop online, where you like to shop. And it was funny seeing the different people who like to shop at the same places. So a lot of the shops that you guys like to shop on online, I like to shop there as well. So that was fun. But let's go ahead and get into just a little information, and then I'll get into my fully finished. So the first thing is I just want to remind you about the Facebook group that we have called Sweetwater Stitchers, or Sweetwater Stitcher. It's a private group. I did put a question on there just to help me kind of monitor who I'm letting in. As long as you answer the question with someone who is a designer, I approve you. But that just helps me, so I'm not having to double check that you have stitching or that you're in stitching groups. And that's also been another interesting thing, is who you guys like, and most people like the same people. So that was cool. Also, you can follow me on Instagram at Sweetwater Stitcher. And then I have gotten back to my blog, which is sweetwaterstitcher.blogspot.com. And I will have 2 blog posts after the video today going up that have, information on my finishing for my fully finished item, along with a whole long post with all of my projects that I'm going to be working on for #FillTheBowl Mania, with the fabric I selected, the pattern, and the floss that I chose. And most of them I changed the colors just to something similar that I had in my stash. But there's going to be a long post with all of that information, and I linked as many things as possible. So be sure to go check that out if you're interested in what I'm going to be doing for the month of May. And also I wanted to note all of those things, well, my YouTube channel, my Facebook group, and my blog are all in a Linktree link on my Instagram. So if you go to Instagram, all 3 of them are linked on there. So you can just click on them and they'll take you straight there. So if you are on Instagram, that's an easy way to find all of those things. And I hope that that's helpful to you. I was trying to think of a way to be able to share the links easily, and that was what I came up with. So let's go ahead and get started with the stitching portion, which is what I know you guys are all here for. So my first finish and fully finish is Flea Market Baskets by It's So Emma and Lori Holt, or published by It's So Emma, and it's designed by Lori Holt. And this is a year-long stitch along with Fat Quarter Shop. And the year-long is to stitch the whole thing. And that was my original plan. And then as new charts came out and other things started happening, I just was not getting back to it as much as I thought I was. And I felt like I was falling behind. And I have a lot of whips, which I am later in the year my goal is to try to get back to some of them, to get some stuff finished before I start too many new things, because there's so many new patterns and designs out there that I just want to start everything, which I'm sure many of you can relate to. So I'm trying to get back to some of my whips and at least finish projects instead of just going to the next thing and not finishing things. So I had stitched the star and I was on plan. I had stitched the churn dashes and I had almost stitched the brown around the dashed lines, and I had started on the gingham. And the gingham to me was intimidating, and I'm like, this is gonna take a long time. And like I said, I have other things I wanted to do. So I kept looking and looking at the pattern and saying, would it look okay if I just stopped there? And with some advice from another Flosstuber friend, she said, I think it would look great. Why don't you turn it into a pillow? And I said, we both said, let me think about it overnight and I'll decide tomorrow. I woke up and I was like, if I finish this, I will feel very accomplished. So I went ahead and turned it into a pillow. So this is my finish. So I took what I had stitched, which it is with the called for colors on, and let me get it closer. It is on 25 count Lugana, which is what it calls for. Again, with the called for colors. And I used some of Lori Holt's rickrack in the color Tea Rose, or vintage trim as she calls it, in the color Tea Rose to put it around the pillow. And then on the back, I used Chelsea's checks in the new color green that they just came out with. And this is a piece of wool from Primrose Cottage, their Etsy shop. They have a wool pack, which I'll show you in my haul section that I purchased. And I got that piece of wool, and then I just put another piece of the fabric on top with a safety pin. And these are two buttons from Lori Holt's, her Stitch button pack. But I just thought that was really cute. And if you watch my pillow tutorial for Seasons of the Heart, I like to cut the back open and stuff it, and then I sew it or just stitch it up and cover it up. And I did, for the first time ever, I used walnut shells in the bottom, and it's only about to here. And then the rest of it I stuffed with polyfill. So it's nice and plump. It will sit up, and I am going to put this in the dough bowl with my Seasons of the Heart spring. So I thought that would match really good. And I am still working on the Shakespeare's Peddler, or I haven't started, but I am going to work on the Shakespeare's Peddler locks and keys in the Tropical Paradise. And I set it next to this, and they all go together. So they'll look really good in my dough bowl. But I'm very excited to have this finished, and I feel like I stitched part of the pattern and have it ready to be displayed. And it was like a weight lifted off of my shoulders from not feeling like I could get it done to having a finished product within a manageable section. So, and I love the pattern, don't get me wrong, but I just felt like with everything else I have that I want to work on, I just wasn't able to devote the time. So that was where I was at that point. So thank you for, not thank you. I hope that you love this as much as I do. So my cute little pillow. That is my only fully finished into a pillow and everything item. Next I have two finishes. This one it was almost done last week. I just needed to stitch the rest of the roof, but this is Honeybee Farm by Stitching with the Housewives, and it was their first Dapper Doodad in the latest series. So I have that finished, and I'm waiting on a piece from Chantel from 141 Design Company to fully finish this on, and that should be coming later this week or this weekend. So I'll get that worked up for next week, fully finished. Fully finished. And then I finished Kind Words by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And this I used all of the called for colors except, and this was by accident, our like is in the darker teal or aqua, whatever color you call this, that goes with their newer patterns. And the reason was I had my floss out on my floss keeper, and I saw it was like an aqua color, and I thought I matched it correctly, and I realized that I picked the darker one. But I think it looks good, so I wasn't worried about pulling it out or anything. But this, along with all of my other bee stitches by Primrose Cottage, is on 25 Count Lugana by Lori Holt as well. And this one I'm also going to put on a backer from Chantel that I'm waiting on coming. And this is one of the finishes for one of my daughter's teachers. So once I get this done, I'll show it, make a blog post with the details, and then this will be a gift. And I think I mentioned as well, I will be writing blog posts about each item once it is completely finished with all the colors, a link to the pattern, all that stuff. So I will still have things in the description box, but once I get them mounted or sewn into a pillow, I'll have all the details, all the links on the blog, and it will live there forever. So if you ever have questions about a previous finish, that's where it will be going forward. I will, like I said, still have information in the description box, but if you want even more information with more pictures, I'll have that there. So I just wanted to make sure that it was in both places for you guys. So that was all of my finishes, and now my whips. This was a whip that I pulled out from the inspiration from Carrie at Tiger Lily Designs. She had finished this last week. And then also Southern Stitchers Co. Whitley, she had finished this too. And after I saw Whitley's, which was the second one I saw in 1 week, I said, I need to go get this out because I am so close to finishing, and I would love to get this ready for this coming season. So the pattern is Hen Peck by Plum Street Samplers. And she has all kinds of these patterns that have the animals stacked on top of each other. And I have another one that I'm going to show you guys in a minute that I'm going to work on during my Fill the Bowl Mania that I am also participating in with Carrie from Tiger Lily Designs. And this is my progress. And I have only the rest of the chicken to fill in. And if you notice on the pattern, it does have a date on there. I took the date off, and I used, I'm pretty sure, all of the colors that Priscilla used. Priscilla did, with Stitching with the Housewives, she used a lighter gray fabric, and I chose, this is 14 count Venetian stone. And I'm pretty sure I started this last year for Mania, but this was before I was writing anything down, so I really can't even tell you. It was either last year or the year before. But it was quick to get done, but I had a lot of projects going, so it just got set to the side. But when I picked it back up, I had to finish filling in the grass, finish filling in the black hen, and then I need to finish filling in the white, and then I will be completely done. And I'm trying to decide if I want to turn this into a pillow for my dough bowl or if I want to do it as a flat finish. So I'm still thinking on that, haven't quite decided. So in the comments, if you want to weigh in, should I finish it as a pillow or as a flat finish? I would love your opinions, and maybe that might help me to make my decision. So I hopefully will get the rest of that done today, and then work on getting this done for next week. So that's my first whip, and that was an old one that I pulled out. And then this is my next one. This is Harrietta and Co by Brenda Gervais. And this is a stitch along that I'm doing with Happy Little Stitch Shop. And on Facebook, they have a group called Happy Little Stitchers. And it's anyone can join. And people are posting progress. And I've been trying to post my progress as well. And I am pretty sure I am using all the called for colors. And my fabric, I'll get the paper out in a second. This is my progress. I just have a little bit. This was one on Saturday night. My husband had gone out with his friends, and I was home by myself with the kids, and they had gone to bed, and I was all excited to get started. And then for some reason, I got the urge to start something new. Surprise, surprise. And I'll show you what I started in a minute. But then I got stuck looking in my craft room for floss for the new project and fabric, and I didn't get very much of this done. So I did get back to it to get a little bit more done. But the fabric that I'm using for this is 32 count natural linen, and it's a Belfast. So I really like it, and I feel like it matches closely. And another question I had is, or what I'm trying to figure out is on this, her name is Harietta. So I feel like it should be, and she's wearing a skirt, it should be a girl. And I want to give her a bow up on top of her head or by her ear, but I'm not quite sure how to do it. And I know she has the bow around her neck, but I really want to put the bow up here somewhere. So I'm trying to decide, should I sew on some floss like they have? I'm pretty sure that's floss. Or should I, let's see, tie floss tails and a bow around the neck. So it's just floss. Or should I use ribbon and sew it on after? So that's another question I'm trying to figure out. So that is and I am using all the called for colors. And I have a couple DMC that I might get the Gentle Arts colors for, but I haven't ordered that yet. So I'm trying to decide about that too. And then this is my third whip that I have. This is the last whip that I worked on. And I did have the other finishes, so those were projects I worked on. But I decided after binge watching Carrie with Tiger Lily Designs, somehow I got watching her Flossmas, which she did a video every day during the month of December. She was showing new projects, and then she was talking about 12 Days of Christmas, which then reminded me that I really wanted to do Hello from Liz Matthews, her 12 Days of Christmas, her trees, which then got me going and looking. So it was just this rabbit hole that I went down on Saturday night, which then led me to pulling my pattern back out, because I did have the first pattern, getting it kitted up. I bought the second pattern as a PDF download, got that ready to go for when I get this one done. And now I am trying to figure out how I'm going to work this in to my stitching, because I really want to get these done and make them into the trees to have a little 12 Days of Christmas forest. So all of that being said, here's my whip. So this is the first day of Christmas from Hello from Liz Matthews, and I am stitching it to finish as the tree. And I'm going to do all of them like the tree. And it's funny because when I originally bought this, I was drawn to all of the colors on this light fabric, and I wanted to do the sampler. But that was, I think I bought it right when it first came out. And since I have gotten more comfortable sewing pillows and doing different types of finishing, that I thought, I can do the tree. I can figure it out, I'm sure. So then that inspired me for some different decorations, maybe on my mantle, to work on the trees. So I am going to look for, I believe this is called a flower frog, and it's glass vintage. I am going to start looking for those and collecting them so that I have one for all of the trees. But I'm really excited about this. So I went ahead and kitted it up and got it started. And this is my start. Let me get my board. It's a small start, but it's a start. And I'm stitching this with colors I picked to match the, that I had to match the chart, on Graceful Gray 32 count. And like I said, I'm really excited to work on this. And I am going to stitch them, I think, on different color linens. They're all going to be 32 count, I'm pretty sure. But all of the fabrics, making sure that they coordinate, because I do want to put them all together in a display. So this is my first 12 days of Christmas type of stitching that I've done, and I'm really excited, like I think I've said a couple times, to do this. And I have also decided that I think I'm going to stitch this on the 25th, which Lori Holt has a stitch along called hashtag 25th Day Sal, where you stitch something Christmas on the 25th. So I'm going to do that, do this on that day, along with, I think I'm going to bring back Merry Mondays, and on Mondays be working on these so that I can get some of them done, because I really want to have them to display at Christmas time. And then I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do for July, but I will do some Christmas stitching in July. So this might maybe be added to kind of work on it a lot more. But we'll see where that takes me and what I decide to do for July. So that is all for there. Let's see. I will go ahead and show you my haul, and then talk about my Mania plans, my Stitch Mania plans that I'm going to be participating in. So for my haul this week, I am in the Floss of the Month Club. It's Classic Colorworks with Crazy Annie Stitchin', and she has a group on Facebook, and it's her also her store that you can join. And she also, I'm in the Tiny Modernist Ornament Club, which you'll see in a minute, that I'm in with them. And so I really like her service, and so I decided to join the club. I also wanted to share that she had reached out to me, and we were talking about something else, and she said that she does have some of the This Is the Day patterns, and she also has a handful of Seasons of the Heart patterns, which is the other stitch along that I'm doing. If you guys are looking for those, Crazy Annie's Stitchin' on Facebook, she said that she has those, and you can reach out to her and she'll make those available for you. So I wanted to let you guys know about that as well. And all of the, this is actually January, February, and March's Floss Club. But they come in these cute little bags. And I do not know which month is which, but if I had to guess, I think that this is probably January's. So these are the colors. Where did my board go? They are some pretty colors. And I'm really enjoying some of these floss clubs and building my stash, and it made kitting my projects for Mania or any of these other projects that I've been able to kit up at my house. It's been making that really easy because I have a lot of choices. And also using my DMC color card, because a lot of times they're using DMC, and so I'm able to see the exact color that they're trying to use, and then I can match it to what I already have. And this is another month. I think, I don't even know which month it is, honestly. The bags weren't labeled, but that's okay because it's all gonna go together. And then this is another one of the months. And it's fun because I feel like in these floss clubs, a lot of times you get colors that you wouldn't necessarily just buy. This is one of my favorite colors, Old Money by Classic Color Works. It's a really pretty, like greenish blue color, but that's a fun color. So that was my floss clubs that I got. Then my next piece was, this is the club that I'm in with her, Crazy Annie Stitchin. It's called Tiny Modernist Spooktacular, and it was a 12-part ornament series. I showed this before, but this was part 6, and this is what I got this month. And I ordered the chart and then also the 14 count. But when I got this, they stitched it with the linen on the front, and I liked how that looked better. So I went ahead and ordered this 25 count Pebble Lugana from Holt to stitch these on. So that's what I'm stitching these on. It's basically the same exact color. But I like 25 count. It's easy for me, as well as 14. So I'm just using this Venetian stone for something else. But this is another piece of haul and something fun to work on. Now this came last week right after I filmed my video, so I wasn't able to share it. But this is a bag from Lee Quilts, and she has an Etsy shop, and I'll link her below as well. And she is a viewer and a follower. And she posted this bag, and I said, oh my gosh, I love it. What fabric? And then she told me, and she let me know that she makes the bags. And so I just had to have one. But it is a Garden Variety by Layla Boutique. It is a beautiful bag, and it has a project in it, but it's all lined, no exposed seams, really, really well made. And of course, the fabric just sold me on the front. So I will link her shop below, but she was really nice. It was super fast shipping. This is another bag. This is by Blue Ribbon Designs, and I hesitate sharing it because she doesn't have any more of these in her shop. But this bag is well made, and she said that if she found more of this fabric, or other hedgehog looking fabric, she would be making some more. So go ahead and check her out. She has some good, she has other bags in there along with really cute patterns. But the shop's name is Blue Ribbon Designs, and I'll link this below. But I saw this bag and went and got it because I thought it was perfect for my other piece of haul, which is Keeper of the Pins by With Thy Needle and Thread. I bought this, and this is going to be part of my Mania. So I'll show that also. That was another part. But I thought that this and the pattern went well together. So that was another reason why I needed to have it. Then this was another thing. I am part of Teresa Kogut's Patreon, which I've talked about before. And she offered to her Patreon members for a short time a 40% coupon for her Nashville releases in her Etsy shop. So she put this in her Etsy shop. I have never made a Biscournu before, so I wanted to try it out. I got this. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I really wanted to try this out. So that is another perk to her Patreon, is that sometimes she'll put a coupon in there. If you are a Patreon, I'm pretty sure all the levels have some type of a discount, but it's not 40%. I think it's like 20%. Maybe the top tier has 30%. But she sometimes will have different discounts like this. Another, at Christmas time, she had a special live video with a game that we could play and you would win prizes, and I did win one of the prizes from that. So she just has special videos in there and different things periodically that only Patreon members get to have access to. So that's another perk to joining her Patreon. So these are two things. I picked these up at Office Depot. This was just a little, it was in the, it doesn't even say what it's called. It has like a little pocket right here. It's just a little plastic holder. But I thought this would be a great thing, and I was gonna try it out before I bought more, to put your floss in, to then put in your project bag. So I know a lot of people buy these, they make little bags or buy things, but this was, I think it was like $2 at Office Depot, and I thought it would be a great little bag to stick in your project bag, to stick your floss in. So I'll link this below. And then this was also in the same section. This is just a snap folder. You could put a project in here. Easy little project bag, cheap. Again, I think this was also $2. I'll link that below as well. And then this, I was waiting for these to come, and then I found those. But I bought this on Amazon, and I'll put the link to this below as well. These I got at the recommendation of Carrie from Tiger Lily. It's a pack of 30, I believe, from Amazon. It's a clear plastic folder. You can put your projects in here. And the good thing about this is you can see through it. So you can see what project you have in here. So if I stick this in here, I can see what's in my bag. I like to try to match my bag, if it's not vinyl on the front, to what I'm stitching, so that at least I have some clue of what's inside without having to open every single bag. But that doesn't always happen because I don't have a specific bag for every single project I have. So these are a good, inexpensive way to have some extra bags around if you want to kit things to just have somewhere. And then maybe you want to transfer it to like a fabric project bag. These would be great to have. Again, they're on Amazon, and I'll link them below. And this came in a 30 pack. And then these were just ones I found at Office Depot that I thought if you're out and about, that might be good to pick up. And then I believe this is the last piece of haul. I bought both of the wool packs from Primrose Cottage because I like to finish my pillows with the wool on the back. But this one is the Warp and Weft wools, and these are the warm colors. And if you can kind of see some of the colors here. And then this one, this is the pack I used on my Lori Holt pillow. These are the, what is this called? The bright colors. And it's 12 pieces of wool. And I didn't have any, so that's why I ended up buying both of them, because I figured between the two, I should be able to find a color that would go with the back. And like you saw, I like to also put either the same fabric with it, or sometimes I'll put a different fabric. Or you can do it the opposite way. You can put the fabric on the bottom and the felt on, or not felt, the wool on the top. But it doesn't have to be exactly matchy-matchy, but this actually matches the rickrack really well. So that was another addition to some of my finishing. So that's all my haul for this week. And then I wanted to quickly go through what I'm going to be doing for hashtag Fill the Bowl Mania, which is my Stitch Mania plans for this year. Sorry. And I'm also going to be using the hashtag Sweetwater Mania, MAYNIA. And I'll put that below as well. I'm going to put both of them together. Because I did want to use the one that Carrie was using from Tiger Lily, but I also wanted to have another one that was specific to me, and anybody can use it as well, but I just wanted to have a little bit of a differentiation to put on with that. So that's where the other one came from. So what I decided to do is I picked the projects that I most wanted to work on, and I tried to be really intentional about the projects. I don't have the expectation that everything is going to be finished within the month of May, but I do want to try to get as far as I can on the pieces that I finish. So I didn't want to have too many where I felt like it was too unattainable, but I also wanted to have enough that if I didn't get things done, I would have a good start on stuff to pick it up maybe back in that season to finish it up and then have something to put in my bowl. So you don't have to, you can pick even more projects than I picked. Again, you can do however you want, but this is what I decided to do. So, and I also mentioned at the beginning, I have a blog post that I will post later today with all of this information, with the pattern, well, the week I'm doing it, the pattern, the fabric. I have a picture with all the floss that I chose for each project. And there's links in there as well to the pattern, if I could find it. And then I linked something else. Maybe just the patterns I was linking. But if you have any other questions, I will put my email address at the bottom, and feel free to email me if you have any questions. So for Mania, the first week I am going to work on Keeper of the Pins from this book. And I just picked colors and I picked fabric. I don't know exactly which pillows I'm going to work on. There's a few that are my favorite, like probably the sampler, this other one with words, the birds one. I'm not sure exactly which ones I'm going to do. I'm going to try to do as many as I can out of this book. So that, some patterns from this book is for week 1. And then also I'm going to participate in the Summer Home Stitch Along with Fat Quarter Shop that was just released. Yes, I believe it was released Tuesday. And this is all of my stuff for that. This is the Stitch Along Summer Home. You can, when you purchase it, you're able to download. And these are the colors that they are using. They have listed. And I decided to change it up a little bit. I am going to use Feed Sack, which is this, they used white pine board. I'm going to use Feed Sack. And these are the colors that I'm going to use. And this is on there as well. But, and I don't think I need all of these, but these are the kind of the colors. I do not know anything about the pattern, but from the description, I'm thinking there's a house. So I want to do my house white. So that's why I picked the a little bit lighter fabric, because I did want to have a white house. Now, if there isn't a house, it'll still be fine, but from the description, that's what I'm thinking. But these are my choices. And I also, this is linked and on my blog, I am either going to finish it on this piece that I showed last week, which is the shiplap board from 141 Design Company, or another idea, and they give you an idea as well. Another idea is I had a bunch of these frames from Hobby Lobby. It's an 8x8 barnwood frame. I have the link in the blog post to the frame. And the finished piece is going to be 7x7. So it would fit in here, and there you'd be able to put some fabric around to finish it inside of this frame as well. So I haven't decided which one I'm going to use yet, but one of the two of these. And also my reasoning for changing the colors is, one, to just show you something a little bit different, and I wanted it to be a little bit more patriotic. From their colors, it's kind of just summery, but I wanted to have mine be more patriotic. That's why I chose the colors I chose, and decided to change the colors. But the colors that they picked, I really like those as well. So that's for my first week. And then, and the stitch along is going to come out in 5 clues. So that I'll stitch that for week 1, the first clue, and then the second week I'll stitch clue 2, and the third week 4, and so on. So I'll be stitching that all month long. So then, to add on to my summer home stitch along for week number 2, it's going to be Patriotic Week, which I have chosen red, white, and blue. And again, I picked fabric and I picked colors to go with the pattern. I don't think I'm gonna do all of the pillows, but I haven't picked which ones I want to do yet, but I will do some of them from this pattern. And then I am also going to do, this is by Blackbird Designs. This is from the book Sweet Land of Liberty. And this pattern is actually called Sweet Land of Liberty. But I'm gonna do this, and I probably will finish it as a square, but I might finish it as a circle on, I have a couple of the cutting boards from 141 Design. I might finish it like that, or just do it as a pillow. But either one would fit in my dough bowl. So I haven't quite decided on that. But I will be stitching that. And that is all. And then I will work on the summer house stitch along. So then for the third week, I am going to work on Thanksgiving/fall. So the first one I'm going to work on is, this is from Turkey Tavern, which is by Thread Milk Designs. And this was, you can get a paper pattern, but this was just the PDF I downloaded. And the one I'm going to do from that is, it's called Turkey Tavern. So I'm going to work on this one. And then I am going to work on, this is by Plum Street Samplers. This is another one of the stacks of animals. This is called Gobble Gob. I thought this was so cute. And I am going to finish this one in a pillow. So that's why I kind of wanted, I might do the other one as a pillow, but again, I haven't decided. And then depending on how those go, I pulled this out too. I wanted to do Autumn Rules, which this came out last year. And I believe you can get this as a PDF download too. This is the paper pattern, but I am going to stitch them all separately. So if these are coming along, I might get to some of these. If not, then I'll just wait on this for later. But the Gobble Gob and Turkey Tavern, I want to work on that the most. And then if I need some more, I might get to a couple of these. And I'm using all the called for DMC for this. And then the last week, and then the very last week of May has 3 days. So I'm just going to do the rest of the month as Halloween. And the first one is I'm going to, which this is why I did Thanksgiving first and then Halloween, because on the 23rd, part 1 of a mystery stitch along with Caterpillar cross stitch called Touch of Magic Stitch Along is starting. That's when the first clue comes out. So I decided to put Halloween on the last week, and I am going to participate in that. And I picked my own colors using a lot of color and cotton. So that will be posted on my blog, but you can find that in the link below to join that stitch along. And then I'm going to do just this pattern, Trick or Treat, from Jack-O-Lantern Jubilee. And then I'm also going to do, it's from, I didn't print it out yet, but it's the Halloween bowl fillers from Thread Milk Designs. I'm also going to do a few of those. I forgot to print those out, but I'm going to add those. And then again, if I need some extra stitching, I will work on some of these ornaments that I have. So this isn't officially part of my plan, but if I feel like I want a different project or I'm coming along with those, I might pull these ornaments out and work on a couple of these because these are small. And these my plan right now is to finish them as ornaments, but they would be considered small, so I would put them in the category of fill the bowl. And then again, like I said, I will be working on the Summer House stitch along with Fat Quarter Shop. And that is all of my plans. And I will have the blog post. Like I said, I'll have the link below for that. So the giveaways from last week, these are the winners. The winner of number 1, which was Welcome Home, is Pat, and last name Matejcek. Congratulations. Number 2, Autumn Spice, is for D. Johnson. Number 3 was April Truckin' Along, Angela G. Congratulations. And number 4 was Beth Visak, V-I-S-A-K. I'm pretty sure I said it right, but just in case. So thank you guys so much for participating, commenting, all that. I really appreciate it, and I'm glad to offer you guys some giveaways. So for this week, if you can answer, if you are planning to participate with us for Mania, or if you are you're not going to do fill the bowl, if you have a different plan, what it is, well, I'd love to read about what your plans are. So for this week's giveaway, I have 2 patriotic charts. Number 1 is Star Spangled Sampler by Heart and Hand. And it also has a fabric and a couple of the floss in here. Number 2 is Salmon Liberty by Stitching with the Housewives. And number 3, and this was given by a viewer, she had an extra, so she mailed it to me. This is a Robin's Discovery by Misty Purcell. It's really pretty. So again, to enter the giveaway, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and then leave a comment with numbers 1, 2, or 3. And I hope that you guys have a great Easter, a great start to your week next week, and I will see you later on in the week for another Flosstube. Thank you guys so much, and have a great week. Bye!